Yes, you are early and get the my early setup. Fun you, Red. I know it stays there while you're watching me, but I'm emailing the link. Now we'll set up. We'll start. We've got about 7 minutes.
Good morning. How are you? You need straps? Yeah, that's just the stretchy straps. Oh, I can't forget. Gotta get her that link. Let's do. Oh, that just brought into my. Let's do more. Yeah, I'm from that era. You better work on your yard. Yeah. I have them. I decided we had to put a garden in. You what? They put a garden inside. Huh. We decided to go ahead and sign a year lease and we'll see what happens, right? Yeah, we never heard about Laura's. They have they're not, no one's even been there. And I know they're just, waiting. But, the Tubbs. Do you remember the Tubbs? They live next to Holly and Jerry.
Oh, that house? Yeah. It's for sale.
We bid on it. We didn't get it. I have no idea what it went for. We offered.
How much do you think it was for?
It was last 5.5.
But I don't get something.
I don't know. She says. Good morning. How are you this fine day?
Doing well.
Awesome.
Of course, it's still early.
What?
It's still early.
I could do it. The only problem is the exercise you gave me for my middle back hurt more than I said. Okay, it's supposed to hurt more.
Oh, here, it's good.
I put an arm out of my right arm.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing it. Okay.
You did, I'm sorry. I
No,
was
totally fine.
more.
I just was like questioning whether I remember things at all.
No, I just need to go for the arm up.
Yeah, we hit each other. Long arms. You got long arms. You do, and long legs.
Turning into an old man with long conversations, one side.
I'm
I'm just gonna go grab that key.
Move it to 567.
Who?
Door next to Holly.
What about the doctor and all the information?
Which what?
Well, I didn't understand first.
You know where the gal is moving to in the house next to Holly.
No, she got married.
Oh, she got married.
The story Michelle told me was they got married, they both have a house, but they're both working from home, so they need a house with 2 offices. That's where they had their son.
My mom said she died in bed.
Oh,
That's what Michelle told me.
huh. Well, that's interesting.
Well, she wasn't very social, but
Oh,
we
she left.
did talk to her a few times, and when we went into the fence, she could buy a chip over for her share of the cost of paying the fence. And Michelle seen a few times, she's not very social.
I only saw her one time. She came to the luncheon recently.
But the story I read, I saw kind of lying on it, and the story I saw that they got married. They both own a house. Two houses, they both working.
Yeah,
Awesome.
she didn't stay in this one very long.
No, she did, but she got made $34,000.
No, she made more than that. Later.
No, it's fine to set a house on the phone, but then you gotta find some place to live.
Yeah,
It costs you more to run your house.
It does, but the interest rates are low enough that it keeps, we kind of just fiddled with a little bit of that. We actually offered on that house and didn't get it. And our offer was $5,000 over asking price, but we don't have a seller fee, so there was an additional $11,000. So basically it was like $16,000 over asking price.
It's sold now, it's closed.
I don't know if it's closed, but it's sold.
On the.
Tuttle's or Susan's. Yeah. She's crazy. She's crazy.
And how about the cars?
I haven't heard anything
It's
there.
not really on the market.
No, it's not at
Of course,
all.
you don't have to be in the market.
I don't want it on the market. That's what I'd like, because we have, that way we don't have to pay seller fees.
You know, you're not put it on the market, so.
No, it's pretty crazy though.
The specs, you made an offer on specs and.
Okay, this is not, come on. I want this one. It is really slow this morning. Come on. The internet is just,
you can do it, come on.
I know. It's time to start. We got bodies watching. So we may have to start without Instagram. They won't get a live video today. I know a couple people get on that way, so I always do it. There it comes, there it comes. Technology, what would we do without it?
Yeah, you can learn to do it without gas if you live on the East Coast because of technology. They're hacking, they're shutting down that pipeline.
Blair just bought and so all this gets edited out of the final video, except for these guys. Blair just bought a hybrid, but it's in a plug-in too. It's a little, anyway, he's been having fun with it. So they have, we've got a little, do some space over at what they call the kiln. It's like you can rent, like once a week, you can come in and have a meeting. You don't have to actually brick and mortar it, right? But they have the electric plug-ins at that. So he just plugs in while he's in this meeting, and he's got power for, I think he's got about 50 miles is what he gets before he has to plug in again. So anyway, that's what we're doing. All right, so this morning had an interesting, let me close this door because we'll get feedback.
Hi, where's our friends?
I don't know.
They, I don't know.
Don't know.
He's probably out burying herself in the backyard.
Okay, I'm kind of close this morning. Let me, so you can see my nose hairs. No, I'm just teasing. Anyway, I had an interesting experience. I was teaching on Friday, and you can still hear a little bit of, I'm not congested, but the first thing that happened, which happens a lot with me, is I messed up my words. Like it was constant though, it was like really bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then in the middle of class, I kind of had a little bit of stuff and then a coughing fit. And what's interesting is that throat chakra, right, has everything to do with being able to speak your truth. And I have a relationship. There's one relationship that I have that sometimes it's not very safe for me to say things. But there's things that I need to be able to express. But if I do them personally, listen to me, I'm slow of speech. Sometimes I really struggle to get my thoughts out, and I want them to be perfect. That's probably one of the problems. But anyway, so as we were doing that, go ahead and, yeah, they're using their balls on their feet. I, of course, am not, but I'll start. Just finding those places that are tight. You know how to do that. But Yeah, see, I get distracted and then my thoughts are gone. But so the idea behind this throat chakra, I realized that I needed to be able to express myself. And so I kind of have been able to, I started texting. And I would text and then I could edit, text and be a little more concise and send it off, and it was well received. And so this morning, okay, we're gonna work, this is one of the things I've been doing on my throat. You've done, all of you, and we've done it before, the bumblebee breath, right? We're gonna clear out the chakra. So you might be still taking shoes off. You made it, take a deep breath. Let all the stress of getting here go, right? And pause your feet, okay, the bumblebee breath. Inhale, and you're going to hum with your throat. You don't have to go as long as I am, go till you're done, and then pause and take a breath. Before you start again, see if maybe you need to roll through your throat as you move. Everything we experience with this body. Every emotion, every thought, every experience. This is what we've been given to experience it with. So we need to take care of that. So we're going to do 5 rounds. You are welcome. I'll do it once. You don't have to do it with me. You don't know anybody else here. You can hear their noises, but you don't hear them making the sounds. You just know they come from me, right? So the inhale, you can totally go high and low, change the pitch, maybe even move while you're doing it. Feel the vibration. You're just humming, okay? When you're ready, take a breath and come back in. Two more. No, last one. Notice if you're feeling a little bit of vibration. Notice if you have to cough or have had to cough in the route, bringing up stuff, blockages, right? The coughing mechanism is just an automatic to expel. So there's one other, and we're going to do 5 rounds of it, and it always makes me laugh. The lion breath. Have we done the lion breath? That's it. They haven't done it. Okay, they're going to start laughing. So as you do this, it's another one to release tension. Okay, let your eyes look up. You're going to actually drop and make as big a mouth as you can. Your tongue's coming out, so you're looking like this. You're going to make noise. You don't have to go as loud as you can. I won't do it here because that would be really loud. But it is also a way of expressing. When I have worked with kids for 1 year, my sister taught 4th grade, and I went in once a month and worked with the kids, and it was an incredible experience for me. But she started doing it, and then she decided to just kind of experiment and see. do they really? Does this really matter to them? So after lunch, recess, that's when they would do their yoga before spelling. And she said, so I picked them up, came back in, wash your hands, sit down. Okay, get your spelling out. And they all just sat there and went, but Mrs. Povey, we haven't done our yoga. And the kids were requiring it. This is one of the things I taught them is so much better than punching somebody that they're angry with. Okay? So if you're angry with someone, please don't punch your neighbor, right? Okay? Let's give 5 rounds of it. Ready? Now that noise can go as loud as you want. Yeah, we're not laughing, I told you. It can go louder. I'm doing it very soft. Ready? I really need to have a camera on you. Here we go.
No, you don't.
In your closet if you've got people around. In your yard. Last one. Go ahead and pause. You will feel the tension in your face has been stretched. It is gone.
You wait till you show up on the back step of your house.
Yeah, there you go. So why not have tools that can help our body release some of that, rather than having it, pushing it down, having it in here. So the texting for me taught me a really valuable lesson that you can do that. And that way it's not, I can also do it, I can express it, but it doesn't have to be in anger. Now, if I want to put some emojis in there, then I can add some of that, But I can just say, I was frustrated when blah, 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 blah. So, note to self, right? Okay, go ahead and finish finding place on your feet. Oh, this ball has got to go into the trash. It is like crunchy. They lose their spring after a while, and we've had these for a while. And they've been sprayed, and go ahead and take the second foot. They've been sprayed and disinfected a lot. So as you are looking, told my story about my throat and finding that, as you find places in your body, be okay that you find places or that you have places. And I'm saying this as much to myself. I woke up this morning with that giddy up in my hip, which I don't like, right? I'm just not used to being in pain. So be okay. Did I just say be okay with pain? I think I did. Okay. Be okay and just really try to listen. What is it trying to tell me? Did I?
You're over 50, you wake up without feeling it, you're dying.
You're dead. Mine didn't start till I was in my 60s. So, yeah. Well, I've made that curve a while ago. When the doctor gave me the diagnosis with this, and he says, really, the only thing we can do is a hip replacement. And I'm like, no, I don't hurt that bad. But I go home and tell my husband, and he's like, oh, in a year you'll be on Medicare. And I'm like, that's what I get?
That's great.
I'm like, that is not helpful. I don't want to hear that. I'm like, can you have some sympathy here? Yeah. Anyway, we've laughed about that. All righty, let's grab. We're going to actually do into our hands as well. We're going to do some neck work today and in between. So one of the things when we're not in this class just doing, I had a question earlier, but we're not doing just what feels good. We're also doing increased muscle strength, When we increase muscle strength, if your muscles haven't been working, right? Increased muscle strength causes lactic acid buildup. Lactic acid buildup causes some pain. Okay? So we're not looking for sharp pain, but if you're kind of like, oh, I'm achy today, okay? It might be because you put the garden in yesterday, right? Or you've been out, or you've done something, okay? Or maybe you've been at the computer all day. Yeah, I was that on Monday, yeah. So, okay, go ahead and roll over your hand on your leg. Enough talking today, let's move. Find those little tiny places, right? Maybe, and I've got this one here that's just always, it's from a past injury, it's gonna happen. And then take the ball, let's squeeze it. And then this kind of action with the squeeze, you're gonna get into the wrist. Now, you can do this without the ball. What the ball does is because I'm squeezing and there's a bulk there, it actually expands a little deeper into that wrist. Go ahead and kind of move it side to side and then come back up and lift. Now, you're gonna find that you can't get your full extension, full contraction of that wrist. So go ahead and lose it and just continue that contraction. Okay, yeah. Spread through the fingers, bring them in the fist. Spread through the fingers, bring them in the fist. Yes. Spread through the fingers. I want you to think about this in lion pose. Here's our lion pose. And here's our relax. That's what we're doing with the body. Okay, beautifully done. Second side. Go ahead and just roll through the fingers. Through the hand, find places, right? I'll speak up, sorry. And then grab it and, yeah, tight, tight, tight fist. And then here we go. Pull it down, and pull it back up, and pull it down. Finding that just as much as you can. You may not be able to do as much on this side as the other, it's okay. And then once you're down, just a little side to side wiggle.
Try to keep it in the room.
Yeah, there you go. And then come back up. And then lose that and go further. And then stretch and tighten. So, I know that you've probably got places, all of you. I was taking the pit out of an avocado, just with the knife. Yeah, it went right through here. And I'm sitting there and I literally, because when you get older, you have the skin that's not really attached as much to the muscles. Yes. And I'm looking at this big hole. Yeah, I did get a little nausea. Whoa, what's going on down there, right? But as that's healed, what's been interesting is I still get tingling. So I've done some nerves. So we're gonna have that, okay? And close and wide and close. There you go. Go ahead and put that ball away. Let's roll through our shoulders. As you roll through your shoulders, let your head move, just wherever you want it to, okay? We did warm up our throat. We did warm up our faces. Okay, go ahead and take it shoulder to, or ear to one shoulder and just hold. Now remember, we don't pull up and pull down, okay? But while we're here, pull this shoulder down. Even let this arm come out and kind of reach towards the floor. And you'll feel a little extra stretch along the top of that shoulder. And then see if you can pull. It's not really, it is, there's pressure to here, but more there. So more that action of two directional. So the head, top of the head is going towards the ceiling in the corner of the room, right? And then this is going towards the mat and the floor, or the floor to the side. And then bend the elbow and slowly take it back. And then go ahead and straighten the elbow and bring it forward. Yeah, I don't feel any stretch there, but I do when we go back. And I definitely do when it's here. And then release it. And just slowly, gently, side to side. Turn nose to look over. Turn nose to look back. Turn nose to look over. Use your breath. Then come back to center, and here goes to the other shoulder. Okay. Again, you can totally bring this out to the side and reach, and then find, yes, some pressure here, but really going that way. And while you're here, go ahead and just gently moving, creating some space. Go ahead and hold it, bring the elbow back. Take it back up, bend the elbow back, bring it back, take it forward, bring it back, and then release it gently. And then just feel chin to the chest. Hold it there. As your chin is at your chest, pull the shoulder blades down the back. There's a stretch on the back of the neck here. And then go ahead and slightly, chin goes side to side as if you're wagging, no, shaking the head. So I heard the best, it was in a class I went to, go ahead and bring that. I've always done yes and no. She said, shake your head and nod your head. And I'm like, genius. Yeah, little things that excite me. Go ahead and grab your block. We've done these before. Push it away, ball of the foot on the block, heel on the floor. Stretch. Lean forward, putting some weight into your thighs, and find a little bit more stretch. And then here we go, up on the toes and back down. Up on the two.
You do the 3 pops in there.
3 pops, pop, 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 and back down. Up you go. That can be your actual bone shifting, but it also can be, there's nerve and tendons that run past and through, and it can be just them flipping over. Okay, one more. And then take your block, and I'd like you to put it high its end and take your foot onto it. Okay. Now we're just gonna, for a minute, just go side to side. Okay. Breathing in and out. Okay. Warming up our hip. Now, make sure your block, bring it a little further forward. Make sure it's away because we are going to actually use some quadricep muscle today. Okay. So we've kind of done this just to warm it up. Now you're just going to lift it and back down. Lift it and back down. Notice if you're using your body or if you can just lift and back down. Find that leg starting to work. You're like, starting, it's burning. Okay, and then hold. And just little side to side up there in the air. Breathing deeply. Beautifully done, and put it down and wiggle it out. Nice. If you can, some of you cannot do this, but some of you can. Bring the foot behind, let the knee drop. Yeah, you're like, not a chance. I'm coming way far forward. It's a stretch to the quad. You push your foot into the mat and just feel that thigh. Get a little bit of a stretch. Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Famous last word.
Yeah. Do you feel that stretch in the hand? Or that's not a hamstring, that's a quadricep. Okay, and then just maybe a little side to side. Oh yeah, I find all sorts of things to do with our legs. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And then release. Lean back if you need to, yeah, and bring it back out. And stretch it long, okay? The toes, are you getting the cramp?
They just won't stay.
I'm staying here. I will do that and get those cramps, and you just kind of have to pause and when it's ready, it works, yeah. So, same leg, straight out, slight bend in the knee, okay? We're stretching out the back of the leg now. Lengthen forward over it, okay? Anybody feel that hamstring? Yeah, back of the thigh. You're pushing into your heel. Remember that the shin, the top of the shin is kind of reaching forward. What it does is it gives you just a slight bend in the knee. Then you can kind of just do this and strum that hamstring. Our hamstrings love this. May I suggest that those things we do every day, okay? If you couldn't get, let me show you, stretching out the quadricep with a bad knee is difficult, okay? There's just, now go ahead and just forward like your gas pedal. Just straight, pushing the gas pedal down, both sides of the ball of the foot, okay? Push down at the inside edge, and you're gonna start to feel a little burn in the back of that thigh. And then release, bring it back, and just shake it out. Okay? So, if this one was really, really difficult, right? Because you're threading that through, okay, you can try it this way, where you just let it drop here. It's not quite as effective, but you can do this, and then you've got, see, I'm trying to keep the angle here. To really stretch the quadricep, you know, you gotta do this, but a lot of times our knees as we age don't let us do that. Okay, so we're here and you're leaning back, and then you're gonna feel that. So everybody try that, turn that way, because that's the knee we worked, okay? And then just see if you can bring it. I'm half off the chair. This whole side of my body isn't on it, okay? There you go. And then, yeah, now lean your butt. Can you feel that stretch into that thigh? Is that okay there?
Yeah.
Breathe. Yeah, just do a back bend. No, just do it. And come back up, yeah. So, for our hips, hip flexors, psoas, that is so important to lengthen. That's what we're trying to do, is lengthen that muscle, okay? Yeah, come back in, second side. Grab a book, stretching the calf first. Make sure it's further wide, right? Ball on the top and come down. And then just get some weight. Heel is reaching to the floor. Toes are trying to spread out. Finding that stretch, just kind of enjoying that, and then here we go. Up, we're keeping the weight on our thigh so that it's a little bit extra weight for that calf muscle. Kind of working our legs gently, but thoroughly. One thing we didn't do on the other side, but we can do here, is just do a little ankle circle both directions. That's where I get my cooking. And then take it back down and stretch. Go ahead and lean and hold. Heel is pushing down. It may get there, it may not. Okay? And then release. Beautifully done. And then go ahead, plant the block again. It's further forward. Don't bring it so that it's clear back here and you have to get a bend in the knee, or a real deep bend. Okay? And then just, whoops, wiggle side to side. Just let it go side to side, finding range of motion. Okay? And here we go. Ready? Lift it up and put it down. Lift it up and put it down. Lift it up and put it down. Really just working quad. Actually, this works quad some. This mostly is psoas work. Can you feel it? And down. And up and down. And last one, hold. Up and see if you can hold. Oh yeah. And then a little side to side. Up in the air. Breathe. This one's easier because this hip is sore. This is my one that's kind of, you must be inflamed this morning. Yeah, nice. And put it down. And just wiggle. Yeah. So if you want to do the thread the needle, you can do it. If you want to turn to the side, you're going that direction this time, right? Put this one down. Then lean back. Yeah. Be careful, sir. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, don't get in any more than that. What you need to do is put this up, you have something you can push down and control. Gives you a little bit more. There you go. Don't bend the knee any more than that. Does it hurt for me to do that? Okay, don't do it. Okay, so if you've got some place that is like it really, really hurts to do it, then don't. Okay. I will this week work on how do we stretch. How do we stretch? How about we stretch the quadricep in a different way? Without bending. I don't know. But I will be on it, right? Okay. All right, yeah, take it wide. So come and just come wide. This is the inner thigh, okay? I want you to put your hands here. You're gonna push against those hands, trying to squeeze, and the hands at the same time are pushing. So you're just kind of coming in and out, but there's a little bit of pressure, just engaging those legs. If we all had one of those big exercise balls, that would be ideal, because you can just push against that and feel. We're getting deep up into our hip flexor, okay? So one of the things you want to be really careful here, our ankles, our knees are meant to be just a hinge joint. They go forward and back. Our ankles go around. So one of the things we love to do is take our ankles way out here. Can you see that with the knees? So it looks like this. Here's my knee, and that's as much as it can go out to the side. But my foot can do that. Yeah, don't do that. That's not good. So you want the knee going right over the foot, okay? Come back in. This time up on the toes. Lean forward, okay? Anybody feel inner thigh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Push into your feet. And you're just gonna do some little pulses with your body up and down. How's that psoas? Does that psoas feel good there? Mm-hmm. You can feel that. This is another one. See if you can maybe even feel the shins going that direction. That's gonna give you just a, what's so amazing about the body is that we have, everything is opposites. So as we work, and then go ahead and slowly bring the heel back down, lean a little bit more, don't fall off your chair, push that whole foot into the floor, try to push the foot that way, both of them. And you're gonna engage that back of the leg. And in the abductors. Okay, and release and come in. Now, we'll do one foot at a time. One leg stays out, this one's just gonna go in and out. It's kind of like windshield wipers, but with windshield wipers, we do the whole torso. This, I want you to just get that action. That action. Take your foot a little bit wider. Yeah, so that you get that lean, okay? That's a stretch into that hip socket. We're just doing one side, in and out. Now, when you do this, you are not ever pushing here. You're just going for range of motion. If you want to feel any kind of oppositional, then it's shin moving forward, okay? So this is trying to push forward, and then that'll give you that little extra stretch, okay? And then turn the foot out. You're just gonna take it as wide out to the side as you can get it. Again, knee and foot going the same direction. Yeah, use that one. Okay, and then with one out wide, okay, lean forward. In fact, put some weight on this leg that's not out to the side, okay? Lean. You're gonna find that the hip starts to lift, push down, up and down, up and down. You'll feel the stretch on the back, yes, sacrum, the QL that attaches ribs to the hip. All those muscles were just kind of a little bit of a rock in the pelvis. Okay, and then move back in. So one of the things we're trying to do with this whole series of exercises, and if you have access to this, which you do, either YouTube, Debbie Arnell, okay, today's date, or I've sent you the email link. You can just click. We're probably about 35 minutes in. If you want to remember that, This is one of the best things just for hip mobility, okay? These are some of the exercises I do with my hip every morning. Did I do them this morning? No, I was studying. So I was laying in my bed, nice and warm and studying, right? Okay, so, we got a second side, okay? Go ahead and let's come out first here again. I was gonna do them here. I still needed to do them because I was hobbling in, okay? So going wide, okay? Now this, we did the forward and back. This time, we're gonna try to tuck the pelvis under and back. So when we do this, if we do it with a long spine, we're doing the same thing. You can feel how the top of the pelvis, it's here at the hips, the pelvic girdle moves forward and back. But we're gonna try to do it here, just tucking and untucking. Tucking, so it's not, yes, it's not moving my body forward and back. These are really difficult, much more difficult for men to do than women because of our bodies, just the way we're shaped.
If you're short, it's not yet.
And if you're short, you've got a little short one. So that action, okay, the tuck, see if you can hold the tuck. Can you feel the extra stretch right on those inner thighs? That tuck, what it does is it's actually pulling the femur bone out of the socket, okay? When we pull it out, we create space in all those ligaments and tendons that are coming through, okay? But we don't want to stay there out, so we take it this other way without the lean here, and it actually then pulls the femur bone back into the socket. And then push into your feet and pull the heels in. Like you're trying, they're not moving, they're stuck on the floor, but you're pulling in towards the center with your legs. Yeah, and then release, and then come back in. How's that feel on those hips? Okay. Okay. The release. Yeah. Okay, out to the side we go, right? And let's do the movement first. Okay, so you're going just a little bit. This one's staying, and it's just this movement, in and out. Just in and out, yeah. Letting it drop, letting it lift, okay? Any kind of pressure at all is this, not the knee, but right here pushing forward. And that's so subtle that you really don't feel much, okay? But you're finding, what I find is it's this action in. When I've got the knee here up into that socket, that's what I feel. I feel that, okay? And sometimes there's an extra stretch, so that's IT band, right? That's also some adductor muscles that move you away. You've got a little bit of, I'm not sure you work too much of the piriformis here, but you might. That kind of goes between sit bones. And then out we go. Go ahead and take it wide. Okay. With it wide, the first thing you're going to do is lean, and the weight is on here. Okay. So with that lean, and then try to push the foot that way. Your hip's going to come up. Try to pull it down. And back up. And down. So using these muscles are engaged somewhat, right? And we're using this action to just kind of, the same thing with that femur head. Give me some space in those hips, okay? Yeah. And if your hands do this, it's okay. You're engaged here to here, right? Breathe, and then release, and bring it back in. Okay. One more here, because we didn't do that. We do this with both feet. Oh, man. My head. Come on. Okay, push down. Notice that gets a little deeper. With the toes up, just put some weight on those toes, and then hug this way. And then hug that, push that way. And then hug this way. And push that way. and hug this way and push that way and slowly lower. And then we're gonna wiggle. Okay. So hips should feel pretty, I call them basting. We're not gonna eat you. I wanna move that way, right? I wanna have that range of motion. Go ahead and let's stand up. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching on our legs. Okay? I'm turning sideways. You just go around to the back of your chair. Make sure that your chair, I keep saying that and then my chair never is. So it needs to be on something. So yeah, go out for our stretch. Find that back stretch. And just bend the knees, wiggle through the hips, bend the knees, kind of hula. Oh, yeah. Forward and back, I'll go like this. Can't see my hips. Yeah, move on. And then stretch long, lengthen. You can bend the knees. You're going for as long the spine as you can get. Come down with your hands on the outside of your chair, to widen through the shoulders. Try to pull the shoulder blades towards your hips. And then round through the spine. Round it up. And then come back down. And round it up. And come back down. And round it up. Yeah! And come back down. And round it up. And then walk it in. Beautifully done. Okay, fabulous work. Go ahead and just shake out the legs, kind of wobble the knees. Okay, let the whole body start to go. Maybe when you hula, you kind of do one knee bend and then the other, keep them bent and just shake it out. We're going for just a vibration, just an energetic release. Yeah, you might feel like I'm feeling weird here, and I do too. Remember sloshing? We're actually going to do some sloshing today. And then come back in, stretch it back, find that length again. Push into your feet, reach the hips back, go for a long body, round. Oh, as tight up as you can, and walk the feet back in. Okay, 5 of these. Ready? Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, plant the hands, walk back. Stretch. Take a breath here, an inhale and an exhale. And then go ahead and round it up. Take a breath here. Move your shoulders, one up, then the other, and then slowly walk in. Roll through the shoulders here. Reach the head, inhale up, and come back down. 4 more. Take it back. Stretch. Take a breath here. Stretch, right? And then round. Take a breath here. And wiggle. Go side to side. Don't just hold that. And then walk all the way up. When you get to here, roll through the shoulders, right? And maybe the neck and head. And then inhale up. Then exhale, come back. Stretch, reach, reach, yeah, stretch, curl and round, come back, curl and round. We're doing this a couple times. Wiggle side to side, walk all the way in, do the shoulders, do the head, inhale the arms up, exhale, plant the hands, step back, stretch. Take a breath here. Maybe the hips shift. This is not a holding pose. Inhale up. Stretch through the ribs. Maybe a tuck in the tail. And then walk it in. Roll through those shoulders. Roll head side to side. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Stretch it back. Reach. Oh, yeah. Feel the side-to-side movement up through here. Come all the way up the shoulders, to the head, to the neck. Last arms up. Oh, let's go ahead and just bring hands to the heart. Samastiti, balanced stillness. Close your eyes and breathe. Notice your throat. Notice your face from our lion pose. Notice the hips. Maybe you have to wiggle them to feel them. The waistline, the back. Do I feel better than when I started? That's one of the keys, right? When we talk about yoga, okay, it tells us that there are some specific things that happen. Worry, anxiety, hopelessness, some of those kind of emotions. I don't know about you, but when I wake up and my hip is really sore, I feel a little hopeless. I get a little worried that I am going to have that hip replacement right now, right? Okay? But the yoga tells us that if we have a devotion to a sacred practice, that there isn't that problem anymore, or that it can help alleviate those problems, those worry, that anxiety. It may not alleviate the pain, although it does some. So as we practice, okay, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're hoping for, is this opportunity to treat this body sacredly, because it is a gift. And in my opinion, this is Debbie talking, it is from God. Go ahead and sweep those arms up one more time. And then go ahead and bring the hands to your thighs. Come here. We're going to do a little forward rolling just a minute. So I'll do it from the side so you can all see it. Tuck your chin, round it down. Your hands can be on your thighs. If you're really flexible, you can go all the way to the floor. If you need a chair, you're holding on to the chair as you go down. But find that it's where you can go where you can just hang. Okay, and then come up. Grab your chair if you feel a little lightheaded. Okay, we've worked a lot. Usually the lightheadedness is at the first of class. We're going to do that 3 more times. Okay, we don't go upside down very much, and in this class, handstands and headstands probably are out, right? So hold the chair if you need it. Come down here first. Let the head just hang. And then let everything just go. Holding on if you need to. We have music today. And then slowly come all the way up. Use your hands, use the chair. Walk all the way up, right? Come back down, bend. This is something we haven't done. Drop the head, let yourself hang, let yourself breathe. Yeah. Breathe. And then slowly use your hands, walk yourself back up. Come all the way to standing. Last one, here we go. Come all the way down. Hands start here, and then let the head hang. If nothing else, let that head just hang. Nod it yes, shake it no. Keep coming if you want to go a little lower, but you don't have to. And then take a breath and slowly come all the way back up. Maybe you need a chair for a moment to hold on to. Breathe beautifully down. And then get yourself onto the floor. Okay? Any way you want, whatever easier.
Down is not the problem.
It's getting up. I have been told that. I have been told. I have been told. Yeah, I'm going to just turn the lights off a little bit. Make sure you have something underneath your head. Neck. this. I just appreciate it. Oh. Oh, let it go. Windshield wipers. You guys are getting so good, they've got their head roll. Windshield wipers, side to side.
Maybe slowly, or
Yes, I understand, I'm the same way. Side to side. If you did this every day, you'd learn it too. Go ahead and let your head start to turn opposite the knees. So if the knees go right, the head goes left. Move slowly with a smooth breath. I've shared last week, I'm going to share it again. One of my students from years ago, Winston Egan is his name. I told you that he worked at the computer a lot. And so he'd stop every half hour. He had to put a reminder on his phone, but he did it, right? And then he just got down and did windshield wipers. Maybe 5 minutes worth and back up. He found himself more productive and in less pain. To me, that is honoring a sacred practice, right? Do you stay in the same position for a long period of time? If you're in the garden, on your knees, okay, then get up, stretch out, come back in. Let yourself, we're so funny, but I gotta get this done, right? And I'm reminded of the pears at the kitchen sink. I was pregnant. My back was screaming at me, right? But I wanted to get them done. We were leaving the next day. They had to be done. But I just paid the price. If I had to do it over again, I would have done one of two things. Possibly given some of the pears away. Or asked for some help. Not throw them away, no. But ask for some help. Go ahead and pause again. Beautifully done. I'm gonna grab your blocks. I'd like you to put them underneath your sacrum. So push into your heels, lift up your rear end. Really good. Sure. How's it feel? Is it okay? There you go. Oh, how's that feel? His knees bent. Joan, I think yours isn't all the way on. There you go. Is that better? Okay. Yeah, all right. So a little bit of, okay, you can bend your knees, you can straighten them, we'll put a little bit more pressure on your back, okay? But with yourself right on that sacrum, just a little bit of, just barely move the knees side to side. Pushing into that sacrum. I know all of them, it's not on your low back, it's on your sacrum. It's just creating a little bit of pressure right there. Beautifully done. Nice work. Fabulous. Breathing. And then go ahead. Push up. Let's see, out. Yeah. And come all the way down. And a couple of windshield wipers as you come down. Yeah. And then a couple of up and down bridge poses. So you're on your back. push into the feet, and you just roll up the spine and roll back. Now, when you're going up, don't look side to side, so you may have to watch it first and then do it yourself. Just let that spine roll up using the legs and let it come back down. And then slowly take your feet as wide as your mat and see if you can knock your knees together. Now, if the knees don't touch, I'm going to have you grab a block and put it between your knees so that they can't touch. I'll come around and do that. That looks like this so that you can't see it from the side. Right? The knees are here. I'm doing, it's that inner rotation we kind of did a little earlier with the hips off. Okay. Yeah. Get your feet like that. Back. Let it go. There you go. Back. Is that reaction of that?
Feels like it's something. Good. Right. Yeah, something. Oh.
This. And then you're welcome to stay here for Shavasana or come all the way flat. There you go. Yeah, how's that feel? Yep. Unbending bolsters. Shavasana. There you work. Let it. Now, as you get into this pose, sloshing before you get all the way down. Tap your toes, let your whole body just relax and move. So it looks like it's sloshing. So you're laying, you're just tapping. At first it's just your feet, and then as you relax, everything. You can feel it all the way up into your head. Sloshing. Let your whole body. Yeah. Beautifully done. Breathing deeply. Letting that breath flow through you. And then pretty soon, don't even focus on the breath. Just let gravity support you. You'll have thoughts enter. Just push them right back on it. I'll end here. Stay in Shavasana a little longer. I held that for a little longer because I had a friend say that as soon as I quit, she quit. So I wanted you to be sure to get a little bit. Try to stay at least 5 minutes in that Shavasana pose. Letting everything go. It's more of a mindful, it's different than our sleep. It's actually quite restorative to do this. To just let everything go and to still be awake. Right. Bring your hands, if you're already in a seat, some are, hands at the heart. Take a couple of deep breaths. The light, the divinity, the goodness, the greatness that is everywhere. It permeates this world. It is in me, I see it in you. Namaste means I bow to that light, divinity, greatness, goodness that is within each of you. Namaste. If you're in Shavasana, come all the way up. Beautifully done. A little bit different today.